I have tested and sifted through hundreds, if not thousands of apps and software over the last few years. These are the tools I'm going to be paying for in 2024 that are well worth the cost for my needs as I run 2 businesses, work on my education, and advance in my career. First up is Sunsama. At $192 a year, this tool is not cheap, but Sunsama is my favorite app on this list. It organizes all my tasks by pulling in my daily drivers into one clean dashboard. I use Todoist, Notion, Asana, Gmail, and my Google Calendars. And Sunsama is like my main hub for all my work and personal life. It helps keep me sane and on track. I only have 24 hours in a day, just like anyone else, but Sunsama allows me to pull all of those tasks and things that I need to get done into a dashboard where I can then realistically create a schedule based on what I have to do. To me, Sunsama is well worth the investment for the peace of mind and productivity that comes along with it. Number 2 is Notion. You probably have heard of this tool. I do pay for the pro version of Notion to be able to upload bigger files into the system. I also use Notion AI, which runs $10 a month. I pay $96 yearly for the upgraded version. I use Notion for my personal knowledge database system, and I like being able to upload all of my content plans, graphics, photos, PDF files, all the resources I use into one system, so it makes it well worth the price. I could talk all day about Notion, and I probably will in other videos, but for now, Notion is the tool that I have open pretty much all day, every day. I even have been starting to convert my website to Notion, but we'll leave that for another video. Third is Raycast. Raycast is $96, but I do use my student discount for $48. This is another tool I could talk about all day long. Raycast is incredible. I've been using the free version for a long time, but I decided to upgrade recently as it's just become habitual in my computer use. I recently upgraded to access the same settings across my laptop and my computer so that they sync together. I also wanted to use Raycast AI, which uses ChatGPT 3.5. Raycast gives you access to computer shortcuts with just a couple of clicks. You can add apps from their store as well, which gives you even more access to things like quick add to Notion, researching different tools, adding things to Todoist with just a few clicks. It makes taking action on your computer much faster and more accessible, and it's really hard to encompass everything it can do just in this video, but I will create a new video about it soon because it really is an amazing tool. Number 4 is Setapp. Now, this is a yearly subscription for $162, but Setapp itself is not the actual app. I actually have talked about Setapp in a recent blog post, which I will link down below if you're interested in reading more. But I have decided to pay for this because it's so worth the value I'm getting out of it. Setapp basically gives you access to hundreds of other apps, and more are always being added. Some of the apps I use every single day within this subscription are Clean My Mac, CleanShotX, and DropZone. These are apps that just help me use my computer and my Mac better. And with the Setapp subscription, it actually saves me money rather than buying all of these apps separately. 𝗏𝗏TV is one of my newer apps. At $190 a year, it is one of my favorite tools for creating videos. I did a sponsored post with 𝗏𝗏 a few months back, and I still use the app regularly ever since partnering with them. It is so handy for creating YouTube videos and training videos. Essentially, I use it in place of QuickTime and Loom, and I often use it for my TikTok and short form videos because it's just so easy when I need to share my screen or record tutorials. The editing is also really smooth. I typically export the video into Final Cut Pro where I make my final edits, but the actual editing software is fantastic for simple things. I also use this for my schoolwork. So if you use a tool like Loom or Screencast-O-Matic, this is a really good alternative that has a lot of extra features that you might be missing. It's definitely worth checking out. Canva is a pretty common one, but it is one I'm paying for. At $119 a year, this has been my bread and butter as an entrepreneur. While I don't use Canva as much as I used to, having quick access to all my brand assets is just really worth it. So I'm able to quickly create social media content, create things like my cover for this YouTube video, and just a few other quick graphics. It just makes it worth the cost. I also share this account with a family member who uses it for her business as well, so I split the cost with her, making it even more affordable. This one is a little funky, but I am including it in this list because it is a subscription service, and that is ZTM. Zero to Mastery is an online course that teaches you a ton of different skills, but mostly around coding and web development. I pay $250 a year for this, but for the amount of courses and access I get, it is so worth it. This past fall, I started taking their web developer course, and while I'm still new to web development, this community is a fantastic starting point for someone who's looking to break into tech or just learn more about coding in general. There are a ton of free resources, so this might not be something that's in your budget right now, but if you have the money and you're trying to learn a skill from scratch, these tutorials are so well done. It's broken up and it's just really well made for complete beginners. There's also a lot of practice problems, so it makes it great for real-life applications that will actually prepare you for a tech role. One of the main benefits of paying for the subscription is their Discord channel. It is incredibly active, and it's full of people who are looking to collaborate, answer questions, discuss, and just help each other. I would honestly pay for the subscription just for the community alone. It is a huge value. Then we have YouTube Premium. This one is expensive at $360 a month. I do split this with my family because we have a family account. So mine and my husband's share is $144 a year. Honestly, my husband and I went back and forth on whether to pay for this. I had never used YouTube Premium before until recently when I signed up for a free trial. And honestly, I was amazed at how addicting it was not to have to sit through ads. Even as someone who's a creator who makes money from ads, I understand that they are annoying. And when my sisters told me they were going to be canceling their account because it was getting too expensive, we decided to just sign up for a family account. We split the $30 a month price between 5 people, and it makes it much more affordable, and to us, that is worth the cost. Being able to quickly switch between videos and not have to worry about ads is really nice. But more than that, I find that I like to use YouTube as background noise, so having my screen off during the day is probably the most valuable feature I get from it. It is worth paying $6 a month for my share. Then we have Spotify Duo, kind of in the same vein. Spotify is $180 a month for the Duo plan, just for 2 people. So my husband and I consider this one an essential. I love podcasts, I love background music, and my husband virtually always has a video or music playing at some point during the day. Spotify Duo is the cheapest option for 2 people for us to share an account, and we've had this for over 6 years now. The only reason we would ever cancel or change the subscription is if Spotify introduced a better audiobook subscription option. I read anywhere between 10 to 12 books a month, and if I could get some of those through Spotify, I would. I got asked why I don't just use YouTube Music since part of the YouTube Premium cost, but honestly, I just really love Spotify and I don't know if I'm ever gonna switch. The last app that I use every single day is Superhuman. This is another really expensive one at $360 a year. Superhuman is a very fast email client that allows you to connect Gmail and Outlook onto their platform. It claims to save you hours a month on emails, and it's loved by a lot of big creators. Superhuman's features seem subtle, and they're honestly hard to put to words, but the overall experience is just so worth it. It goes beyond functionality, and it just makes dealing with email just enjoyable and easier. The price tag might raise your eyebrows, but the intangible benefits of a well-designed and efficient email platform makes Superhuman worthwhile if it is in your budget and if you deal with email a lot. Obviously, this is an investment that may not be worth it for everyone, but there is a free trial if you want to check it out, and I did write a blog post about why it may actually be worth it for you, so I will also link to that down below. So, those are some pretty expensive apps and softwares, and obviously not all of them are essential. Really, none of them are. But they are tools that help my productivity, they make my day run smoother, and frankly, they make my day more enjoyable. So I am happy to pay for them, especially as I basically spend most of my day at my desk. Let me know what apps you're paying for in 2024, and if you would like to see a breakdown on any of the ones I've mentioned. See you soon.